Good morning, kids. I hope all of you are doing well, are at home and safe. So welcome to the next class. The last chapter for this session, that is the half yearly session from your course book that we'll be doing today, is Everybody's Water. Now, Everybody's Water is a play that was scripted by Mara, a media collective for the school's water portal. So basically, to talk about why to save water and how to save water and why do we exactly need it. So everything is worked upon in this chapter, and it was put up on the portal, water portal. That is www.schools.indiawaterportal.org. The school's water portal is a platform for sharing knowledge on water as a resource among teachers, students, school managements and parents. Misuse of water is a key concern today, and this portal aims to bring about change by making the young generation aware of the problem, their causes and the available solutions. So basically, this portal is a platform where you can go write your poems, write your plays, write solutions or the problems that one is facing in regards to water, right? So from there, this chapter has been taken up. Let's begin reading the chapter. So the first page, we see this bottle represents all the water on earth. So this is a bottle, and we see there is marking on the side from 1 to 10. The color and measures indicate how water is distributed on earth. Study the picture carefully and then answer these questions. So if you look into your book, there is this bottle that is given. There are indicators from 1 to 10, and there are 3 different colors if you look carefully. So the huge amount of water that you look from here to here, 1 to almost 9.4 is salt water. Then a little bit, only 0.5% we have fresh water for drinking, which includes groundwater, rivers and lakes. And then we have another 0.5 of fresh water in form of ice, that is glaciers and ice caps. So how much of the total water is salt water? How much water is locked in glaciers and ice caps? How much water is available of drinking? So if we see that, we can notice that salt water is maximum. That is water we cannot consume. It is salty in nature. It has a lot of minerals in it and is not safe for drinking. Rest fresh water that we have is in the form of groundwater, rivers and lakes, and the rest is all frozen. That is in the form of ice caps and glaciers, from where the water melts and becomes rivers, right? For instance, we have the Gangotri glacier, from which the water starts melting and forms the river Ganga. So let's begin. So this is a play that we already read before starting the chapter. And a play is basically something where you have a lot of characters and they talk to each other. Just like a movie you go and see in a theatre because it is already recorded. But plays, they are performed in the theatres where there are live actors and they perform the play to you. So we see here there are a few characters. Let's read the characters and let's begin from reading. Water is a resource that we need to use carefully. Here is a play that tells us more about this. It is an ensemble theatre, so a large number of people can take part in the play. There is no lead role and roles can be interchanged with every performance. So what is an ensemble theatre? It is a play written to be performed by a group of actors. So basically there are a lot of characters, and it is not necessary that everybody talks at the same time or every character is present on the stage at the same time. So one person can play a role of 1 or 2 characters by changing their costume, and of course dialogues are different. So that is an ensemble theatre where a play is represented by a group of actors in front of other people. So what are the characters that we have? Woman, farmer, young man, TV journalist, somebody, ocean, rainfall, lake, groundwater, water bottle in water in a bottle, sea, and tap water, everybody, judge, and land. So these are the characters that you will come across in this play. Also, this play is divided into 4 scenes. So scenes basically tells us a change in the situation or the setting. For instance, in your house you have a bedroom, you have a living room, you have a drawing room, you even have a bathroom. So every place is designated for a different purpose. For instance, in the dining room you sit and have your food. In the kitchen the food is prepared. Or in the living room you sit and you can chat with your parents, your family members, you can even watch a television. And in the bedroom you go and sleep. So there is a different setting for everything. Similarly, when we have a play, now this play has 4 scenes. The 4 scenes will be in different situations, in different settings. That is why these scenes depict various places. Alright. So scene 1. Woman wakes up to brush her teeth. So we see in scene 1 what is happening. Woman character 1, she is waking up and she is going to the bathroom to brush her teeth. That is the first ritual that we do every day when we wake up, right? We wake up, we open our eyes, we wish our parents good morning, and we straight away head to the washroom to brush our teeth. She turns the tap on. There is no water. Farmer goes to water his crops in the field, but there is no water in the well. Woman goes to the hand pump to fill water and there is no water. Young man goes to a pot of drinking waters. The pot is empty. So what do we see in this setting, in this scene 1? That the woman is getting up, opening the tap, there is no water. The farmer wants to water his fields, the crops that he is growing, but there is no water in the well. He cannot find water. Then there is another woman who goes to the hand pump to fill the pots with the water, but there is no water again. And there is a young man who goes towards the pot to drink water, and there is no water that he can find. So this is scene 1. It basically gives us a picture telling that people are going to do their essential works every day, but they cannot find water. For instance, brushing is an essential habit that we have every morning. Watering the crops is essential because that is how you will get food. That is how the farmers grow the crop. Water is important for the survival of the plant. And then for drinking purposes, there is no water. Water for the use of washing clothes or using it for cooking in the house. So people in rural areas, they have hand pumps. They pump the water out from the ground, but there is no water that they can find. So first scene sets a pace as to what is happening, the background of what is happening right now, and what we can think about. Think about that there is no water. So it makes us curious to know what is happening, what will happen next. So let's read scene 2 and get to know what will happen next. Let me go on to the next page for you. You have your book, so you need not worry if anything is not visible on this television screen. Alright. You have your books in front, so you can refer them. Now scene 2, we have the TV journalist. Now all of us these days are watching news because there is so much news about COVID-19 and how it is spreading amongst us and how we need to stay home and keep safe. But these TV journalists are frontline workers and they are reporting to us every day what is happening around us, right? So here we have a TV journalist. Breaking news, live and exclusive on Earth. Earth TV. So the name of the channel is Earth TV. Isn't it ironic that the planet Earth is also considered a water planet, because we have 70% of the Earth as water and 30% as land. So it is a water planet, and the TV is Earth TV. And what is the breaking news? What is live? What is exclusive? All the water has disappeared from our planet. All water bodies have filed a case against everybody. Now, can you guess who everybody is? Everybody basically is a person who's representing all the mankind, all of us. Because all of us are using water every day in various things. So everybody is the character that represents humans, that represents mankind. So we see that all the water has disappeared from our planet, and all water bodies have complained, has filed a case against everybody. To solve this problem, everybody must be present at the court hearing today. So scene 1 we see is the scene of various people and in their various situations where they cannot find water. Scene 2 is about a TV journalist giving a report to Earth TV that everybody has been summoned to go to the court on the particular date because all the water bodies have filed a case against them. So think that because we've been wasting water, we are not utilizing it correctly. What if someday we wake up and we don't find water and we see that water has filed a complaint against us and we have to go to the court? So scene 3, meeting of water sources. Now they tell us that in scene 3 all the water bodies are talking to each other. It is a meeting of all the water resources available to us on our planet Earth. Old and serious. Now we have the first speaker in this scene, who is the ocean. For centuries now we have been misused by everybody. It is about time we stop all supplies, because if everybody continues to treat us badly, we will be finished. So ocean is old. It's like your grandfather, your people who are old grandmother. They are very mature and they've seen how the world has been changing, the earth has been changing. So ocean is also like that. It is very old and it has a very strong and stern voice, and it is saying that we should stop giving water to everybody because the way they are treating us is not acceptable. And if they keep on treating us that way, there will be no water left. Now others clap with a slow clap to show they agree. So they just give one tap, one clap to say that yes, what he's saying is right. Now Rainfall says he is angry that if they had saved some of me, nobody would have suffered. Now it is trying to tell us that rainwater harvesting is important, and if we would have done rainwater harvesting, they wouldn't have been facing the crisis of water. So Rainfall is very angry because it is coming from the clouds, and if we save it, we can actually save a lot of water. Lake is sad and fragile. Fragile basically means weak, very weak and damaged. If you touch, it will break. For instance, glass. That is why we say no glass. Handle with care, because it is fragile, because if it falls, it will break. So lake is also very sad and fragile. I used to have so many shades of green and blue. These days, my colors are changing from blue-green to grey sludge. Grey sludge, when a lot of garbage and chemicals and rubbish is thrown into water, it becomes dirty, it becomes brownish and greyish in color. So that is what grey sludge means, muddy shade of dirty oil and industry waste. I am filled with harmful, smelly chemicals. All my fish are dying. Now groundwater is in a resigned tone. It is also very sad. Everybody wants to chase me out. Everybody wants to drink me up. I try to hide in little corners, but every time I hide, a new borewell comes and draws me out. I am getting tired of this hide and seek because I lose all the time. I am not a magic vessel with an endless supply. So groundwater is very sad, and he is given up. Like we see ocean is old and intelligent and mature. Then we see that lake is very sad and fragile. Rainfall is very angry, and we see groundwater is like he's given up. He's like, I am hiding everywhere, and every time I hide, They dig up the earth, they dig up so deep that they find me there and they pull out all the water. Now, I do not have some magic that I will, move a magic wand and water will come. It is according to the use. If you use it intelligently, you will use it for a longer time. But if you waste, the groundwater will also finish, will also disappear. So what is the next? We see that it is sea. It is calm, it is relaxed, it is not stressed, it is not angry, it is not sad. Everybody needs us. He is talking some sense now. We just have to understand each other. I know so many people who have sung songs to me, written poems about me, come to my shows every time the sun sets. Everybody is not bad. Let's tell everybody how we feel and solve this problem. Tap water. Let's face it. If people didn't have water, would we be happy? If nobody used us, of what use would you be? Would we be? We need everybody as much as everybody needs us. So the sea is saying that, people come and sit on the seashores, on the beach, and they talk to me. They have written poems about how I am, how beautiful they feel when they see a sunset or a sunrise. And everybody is not bad. Means that in this world also where so many people are living, not everybody is bad, not everybody is polluting. Some of them are even saving us. Some of them are working towards saving us. That is why they are writing about us. That is why they are writing about the beauty that we have. And then tap water says that would we be happy if everybody would not be using us? So if everybody is using us, because we also need them, as the same way they need us. Alright, so we see that tap water and sea are two characters that are a little positive and talking about how they can work together, how they can solve the problem. Now we know that problem is there, water is being misused by a lot of people, but there are a lot of people who are trying to save it also. So let's work it out, let's talk between us and see if we can come up with a solution. Which brings us to the next page, that is the courtroom, scene 4. Now in this scene we see that everybody can be played by more than one character. They should, however, symbolize one body, one voice. Now a lot of people can stand and they can talk as everybody because it basically represents humans, but the voice should be one, because if everybody starts talking together, then of course nobody will be able to understand what are they talking about, what is happening. So one person should speak. Judge. Both parties will be given chance to speak, to present their case. Water shouting in protest. Water, water everywhere, not a drop to drink. Water, water everywhere, everybody needs to think. Water, water nowhere, you are at the brink. Brink means at the edge of a trouble. Now, when we say that, we give last warnings to children who are very naughty, we say this is the last time I am leaving you and I'm not punishing you because you've been very notorious, very naughty throughout the year. So that is the brink, that is the last warning, at the edge of it. So if you do any notorious thing or any naughtiness after that, you'll be punished. Similarly, water is trying to say that we've had enough, we have water but everybody is not using us wisely. So we are at the brink now and we do not want to give water to everybody, that is humans. Judge. Order, order, order. All of us have seen that in movies, when the judge hits the gravel and the hammer and says, order, order, order. Today in my court, the case of water sources versus everybody will be heard. Both parties will be given a chance to present their case. Who will begin? So judge says, I will give chance to both the parties, that is everybody and the water sources. So who would like to begin the case? Water. My lord, we have had to stop supplies to everybody because there just isn't enough water. Everybody. Objection, my lord. It is not our fault. It is somebody's fault. So we are saying that everybody is not responsible. Of course, when we talk about humankind's and all togetherness, it is not everybody's fault. But there are some people who are misusing water and some people who are trying to protect it. So it is not everybody's problem, but it is somebody's problem. So somebody is saying, objection, my lord. Everybody always says it's somebody's fault. I'm sorry, but this time it is everybody's fault. So everybody has to answer. So somebody is saying that we start this blame game, aapne kiya. It is not like that. It is not you and you. It is us. We are the problem. All of us together should be punished and all of us together should face the problem. Judge, everybody, do you have anything to say in your defense? Everybody. Yes, my lord. We want to know why and how we are responsible for this problem. Water. I would like to call upon Water Tap as my first witness. Water Tap. I am so tired of my life. Every day, for every single thing people say, just turn the water on. They'll always leave me longer than they need to and my water goes down the drain. Water. My lord, so water says, my lord, we are being wasted. We are getting mixed up with waste and feel more wasted. After so many years of waste, how can we keep saving water for everybody? We had to stop. So the water says that we are being drained out, we are being misused, and because of that reason, we are not being able to keep up with the supply to everybody, and we had to stop because they are putting a lot of waste into us. So everybody is silent and looking down. Judge, what do you have to say, everybody? Everybody. Some of us do not realize what we have. We may have been wasting water, but we also know that water is indispensable. Now, indispensable is something that you cannot live without, something that is very necessary. So water is very important to us. If you count from waking up to going to your bed, you use water so many times in a day. For instance, when you wake up, you use it for your brush, you use it to freshen up, you use it to take a bath, then you use it for preparing food, you use it for drinking it throughout the day, washing your hands, and then of course to keep yourself hydrated throughout the day, you need a lot of sips of water. So if we do not realize that how important it is and we keep wasting it, the one day will come that water will not be available to us. So judge, water, do you have anything more to say? So then Rainfall says, my lord, everybody lets me fall on roads, flow uselessly and make a big mess. Even in cities, I could be used to water plants, to wash vehicles, and if purified, even to drink. Why can't people save some rain when I fall? I fall for them, not for me. So Rainfall says that is why, in cities it has become very important to harvest rainfall. Rainwater harvesting is one important rule that the government has put out, that every society, every house should do that. And if you do not have rainwater harvesting in your houses, you can simply keep a bucket or a tub outside in the open where rain is falling, and you can collect that water and you can maybe use it later to mop the floors and to water the plants, or use it even in the toilet. So these are the various places this water can be used. And if you have rainwater harvesting and you can clean this water, purify this water, then you can even use it for your drinking. Everybody, we might have become a little indifferent, but we love the rain. Please don't stop raining for us. We will save rainwater and reuse it. So everybody says that we might not be giving more importance to you, but we value you. When rain comes and we feel so nice, we feel so fresh after the rainfall these days that is happening. But are we doing enough to save water? Has any one of us kept the bucket and tub outside to collect that water? If some of you have, then very good. And if you haven't, you still have a chance. The rains are going to come this monsoon season, and all you have to do is place a bucket and a tub outside in order to collect that water, and then you can reuse that water for plants, to clean the floor, or even in your washrooms. So, Judge, we will have to wait and see. Water, any other problems? Then water in a bottle. Everybody, I must bring to your notice that you have no idea how you waste me. So many times only few sips are taken and then I am thrown away. If only everybody could drink as much water as they want and recharge the ground with extra water. So sometimes we buy a bottle of Bisleri or Kenley outside, and then what happens? This much water is left in the bottle and we throw the bottle away in the dustbin. If you are not using it, and if you think that the water is old and should not be used in drinking, then what you can do is pour that water out in the plants, in the grass or on the ground, so that it absorbs the water inside and convert itself into groundwater. Isn't that intelligent tip? Everybody, yes, we will have to rethink the way we live in our lives. Judge, good, write that down. Then we say the land is saying something. Let's move on to the next page before we read that. So here we have, so what is the land saying? I know I am not water, my Lord, but I am involved in this too. All the water that is being used is being stored in me. If everybody uses too much water and waste it, then I will not have water to give anymore. I can recycle water a little bit, but everybody needs to know that I can't do it this fast, and it takes a long time. So I request everybody to plant more trees and water them and use water wisely, so I can keep providing people with water. So land is saying, though I am not water, but I am involved in all of this. I play a big role. And how big a role is that? Because I am the one who recycles water. I am the one who stores the water. But people should understand, everybody should understand that this is not a fast process. I cannot do it overnight. For instance, if you are wasting water in the morning, I cannot process that water in the night. I take a long time, and everybody should be thoughtful about using water. And in order to help me, what they can do is plant more trees, make it more green so that the rainfall may come and the water can go inside the ground. Everybody, we will take note of that, my Lord. Groundwater. I have something to say. You don't forget to recharge your phones, do you? You don't forget to eat and recharge your energy, do you? If I dry up, you will all dry up like me. I need to be recharged, and rainfall is not enough. Whenever it rains, you can try and give some of that rainwater to me, and I will use it to recharge myself. Also, if you are throwing away spare or wastewater, try throwing it on the ground or the soil. Land here, he's pointing out towards land because we see land spoke right now. So he say, land over here will store it up and give it to me, and then you can take it back whenever you need it. This way, I have more water and you have more water. So groundwater is making excellent points. It's saying, do you forget to recharge your phone? When your battery of the phone is about to die, you put it on charging into the plug and you recharge your phone. And you also don't you recharge your batteries? Your batteries means the food that we put in. The food is our fuel, and that is how we run our bodies, isn't it? So he says that you don't forget to refuel your body, your phones. Then why don't you recharge me? Why am I not important? Don't forget that if I dry up, you all will dry up, because you will not have any water to drink or to perform your basic regular activities. So you need to recharge me as well. And how can you do that? Of course, rainfall is there. It is a part of how the groundwater recharges. But instead of wasting water, we can put the water in the ground. For instance, if we take a bath and some water is left, what do? We generally pour it down on the floor and it goes down the drain. So instead of doing that, what can we do? We can put it in the garden, or we can use it in the plants. So we don't take up extra water for watering the plants. So these are few ways that they are giving us to think about and make a change in our lives. So everybody says we really have been selfish, we've been really self-centered, we've only been thinking about ourselves. Please give us another chance. We will look after it. We will look after you like you look after us. So because water is important for us, water is taking care of us, so it is our responsibility as well that we need to take care of the water as well. Judge. Now it's completely up to you, water. As far as I can see, most of your points cannot be defended by everybody. I have to let you have the final say. So judge says, I know that everybody is agreeing that they are selfish, they are at fault, they are not taking care of you. So I take a sideline, and now it is your responsibility. You decide what you have to do. So what does water say? Thank you, my lord. It is evident. Evident means it is obvious, it is clear that everybody is guilty, that everybody is responsible for not taking care of us. We are grateful, we are thankful, we are happy that you have listened to us. But we hope that this situation does not arise again. We would like to flow clean, free and happy. We want to see a green, clean and pure planet. Everybody will be bored without you, and we want to be there for you. Just treat us wisely and kindly, everybody. You have my word for it, water. Thank you for trusting us. So, at the end, how beautifully they tell us that, water, if it is not there, human beings will not be able to survive without them. And if water gives up on us, will we be able to live? So, it says that we only ask you to give us importance, use us wisely, do not pollute us, make us clean and green, and with that we will be happily able to help you out as well. If you don't do that, we will not be able to help you, and the water will ultimately extinguish from this planet. It will become a dry planet, and if it becomes a dry planet, all the human beings, all the living beings will die. I hope this chapter is clear. I know a little lengthy than the other chapters, but very interesting. Most of the things we know, but we don't follow. We know that we should not leave the tap on while we brush our teeth. But how many of us are doing that? How many of us are thinking about that? So from today onwards, start thinking about it. Use your water wisely, and when it rains, remember to collect it, and then you can water your plants. All right? Any problem regarding the chapter or anything that you have not understood, reach out to me at the eCare portal. My name is Akriti, and I'll help you with whatever problems you have. All right? Till then, stay at home and stay safe.